Have you ever felt your heart sink when your child walks right past you, headphones on, door closing behind them? That silence, it hits differently when it comes from your kids. Every parent feels this pain. Right now, you might be wondering if you've done something wrong, or if there's any way to fix this. I've spent 20 years working with families, and I've discovered something surprising. The way most parents handle being ignored makes things worse. But there's hope. I've seen the most distant parent-child relationships turn around using 5 simple strategies that go against everything you might expect. These aren't quick fixes or manipulation tactics. They're genuine ways to rebuild your connection, ones that respect both you and your child. And they work whether your kids are teenagers living at home or adults with families of their own. These strategies changed everything for the thousands of families I've worked with, and they can do the same for you. I am David Harrison, and welcome to this channel. I've dedicated myself to sharing wisdom about living well in our golden years. From practical tips to heartwarming conversations, we'll discover together how to make these golden years truly shine. Subscribe to stay connected and inspired. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference for me. Would you like me to share the first strategy? Let's dive in. Number 1. Understand their developmental stage. Have you ever stared at your phone, heart sinking as another day passes without a call from your child? The silence feels heavy, raw, personal. Your thoughts spiral. Did they forget about me? Are they okay? Should I call again? I know that pit in your stomach, that ache that comes only from missing your own child. I want to share something that hit me hard as a parent. Your child's silence isn't about you at all. Right now, your son might be rehearsing that make-or-break work presentation until 2 a.m. Your daughter might be pacing the floors with a crying baby, running on 2 hours of sleep. They're caught up in their own storms, just like we once were. Go back with me to your own younger years. Remember that crushing deadline at work? The nights when you collapsed into bed without even eating? The weeks that blurred together? Now think about your own parents during that time. You loved them just as much. You just couldn't show it the way they needed. Your kids are living that chapter now. They're chasing promotions, moving cities, maybe raising their own little ones. When your daughter takes 3 days to text back, she might be drowning in project deadlines. When your son sounds distant on the phone, his mind might be racing with mortgage paperwork. This won't make the quiet days hurt less, but it gives those silent stretches new meaning. Each unanswered call might mean they're pushing through challenges. Each delayed response could be a sign they're growing stronger. I want you to see something beautiful in this silence. When your child is too busy to call, it means you raised someone capable of handling life's demands. Someone strong enough to face their own battles. Someone who's writing their own story, just like you did. What do you say we look at their busy lives differently? Not as distance between us, but as proof that we did something amazing. We raised adults who can soar on their own. Number 2. Focus on shared activities, not just conversations. You're sitting there with your child, both scrolling on your phones. The silence feels heavy. You want to talk, to connect, but the words just aren't coming. What if I told you those quiet moments could actually bring you closer? I noticed something fascinating in my years of family counseling. The deepest connections often happen when we stop trying to force conversations. When parents and children cook together, paint a room, or even just fold laundry side by side, something magical happens. The pressure lifts. Words start flowing naturally. There's real science behind this. When we're engaged in an activity, our guard drops. We're focused on the task, not on the awkwardness or the things left unsaid. Those memories of baking cookies with my kids, dirt under our fingernails from gardening together, or even sitting through terrible movies, they created bonds stronger than any heart-to-heart talk. Start small. Next time your child's around, don't push for a conversation. Instead say, "Hey, I could use a hand with this puzzle." Or, "Want to help me try this new recipe?" No pressure, no expectations, just shared time and space. These moments build up. That shoulder-to-shoulder time while painting a wall might lead to stories about their new job. Washing dishes together might bring out concerns about their relationship. But here's what matters. Let it happen naturally. Your presence, your patience, your willingness to simply be there. That's what opens the door to real connection. Those quiet moments of doing things together speak louder than words ever could. Number 3, giving space to create closeness. Picture your phone right now. How many times have you checked it today, hoping for a message from your child? That urge to reach out, to stay connected. It's natural. But what if constantly reaching out is pushing them away? I learned this truth from a mother who was ready to give up. She called or texted her daughter multiple times daily. Each message met with shorter replies, longer delays, or silence. Then her phone broke for a week. No calls, no texts. When she finally got a new one, something unexpected happened. There were 3 missed calls from her daughter, wondering if everything was okay. This happens more often than you'd think. Parents who step back often find their children stepping forward. Not because of manipulation or games, but because space creates room for missing someone, for wondering about them, for wanting to reach out. Think of your relationship like a garden. Constantly checking on a plant, touching it, adjusting it, that can damage its growth. But giving it space while staying present and available, that's when it thrives. Here's what this looks like. Replace daily check-ins with weekly ones. Send a funny meme or a photo of their childhood pet instead of asking why they haven't called. Share small moments of your life without expecting immediate responses. When you do connect, make it count. Listen more than you speak. Share your life without demanding details about theirs. Be the steady presence they can count on, not the pressure they need to escape. Your children need to know you're there, but they also need room to choose when and how to reach back. Sometimes letting go a little helps love grow stronger. Number 4, being less available to become more desired. Remember when your kids were little and they'd follow you everywhere, even to the bathroom? Now your calls go to voicemail and your texts sit unread. That ache to stay connected, I know it well. You're about to discover why being less available might be exactly what your relationship needs. I spent years watching families reconnect in surprising ways. Parents who stopped waiting by the phone and started filling their lives with purpose saw remarkable changes. When they joined book clubs, took art classes, or volunteered at local shelters, something shifted in their relationship with their kids. A mother I worked with signed up for pottery classes after years of keeping her schedule open for her kids. Soon her social media filled with photos of wonky clay pots and paint-covered hands. Her daughter, who rarely called, started texting to ask about her latest creations. Those texts turned into long chats about creativity, dreams, and life. Parents who build full, rich lives send a powerful message. I love you deeply, and I'm my own person. Your children see you differently when you're passionate about your own interests. They start wondering what you're up to. They want to hear your stories. Start today. Sign up for that class you've been eyeing. Join the local hiking group. Volunteer at the food bank. Fill your life with activities that light you up. When your kids see you thriving, they'll want to be part of your story, Your happiness shouldn't depend on your children's attention. When you create a life that excites you, you become someone they want to connect with, not out of obligation, but genuine interest. Number 5. Maintain open lines of communication without pressure. What's your first thought when your child finally calls after weeks of silence? For many parents, it's tempting to say, "Well, look who finally remembered me." But those words might ensure another few weeks of silence. Communication is delicate, especially with adult children. Every word carries weight. Every interaction sets the tone for future connections. I've watched countless families transform their relationships by changing just a few key phrases. One father shifted from, "You never call," to, "It's great to hear your voice." His son started calling more often, feeling welcomed rather than guilty. A mother replaced, "Why didn't you text back?" with, "I'm here whenever you want to chat." Her daughter began sharing more of her life voluntarily. Your words create either bridges or walls. Simple changes in how you communicate can open doors you thought were permanently closed. Skip the guilt trips, drop the expectations, focus on making each interaction positive and pressure-free. When your child does reach out, stay present in that moment. Listen without judgment. Share without demanding. Keep the conversation light unless they choose to go deeper. Show them that talking to you feels good, not stressful. Remember, your children never stop needing you. They just need you differently now. By keeping your door open without pressure, you create a safe space they'll want to return to again and again. Your role has changed, but your love hasn't. Make every interaction count by focusing on connection rather than correction. Show them they can come to you without fear of judgment or pressure. And now you have 5 powerful ways to strengthen your connection. See their busy lives as normal growth, not rejection. Share activities instead of forcing talks. Give them space to miss you. Build your own vibrant life. Keep your door open without pressure. Take a moment and think about your situation right now. Which of these ideas sparked something in you? Maybe it's finally signing up for that painting class you've been eyeing. Or simply texting, "Thinking of you," without expecting a reply. Or inviting them to cook their favorite childhood meal with you. I share these strategies because I've seen them work time and time again. Parents who seem permanently disconnected from their kids found their way back to each other, not through guilt or pressure, but through understanding and growth. Start with just one small change today. Choose the strategy that feels right for your family. Trust that every small step builds toward a stronger connection. I'd love to hear which strategy you'll try first. Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. And if you found this helpful, please like this video and subscribe for more guidance on building stronger family bonds. Share it with another parent who might need these words today.